Hey folks, this is Mr. Miller. We just talked to each other. I'm making this video literally 15 minutes after we had our video chat yesterday. So I probably could have just told you all this, but I didn't think of it until just 10 minutes ago. So this is what we're doing tomorrow. I came up with a great idea. I think it's a great idea. So you are kind of obligated to agree with that, I think, since I thought of it. So what the idea is that I want to get us kind of familiar with using this rubric, but also familiar to kind of the process of writing, maybe not writing, but the process of outlining an essay that would be successfully accomplishing all parts of the rubric. So I have posted in this message, I have posted the rubric, the modified rubric, the 10-point rubric that I showed you guys yesterday, or I guess 15 minutes ago from when I'm talking right now, but yesterday for you, because this is posted tomorrow morning, or this morning, Thursday morning, because this is Thursday the 16th now. So I got the rubric posted here, and I also have a DBQ from an old AP test. As I am making this video, I have yet to find said DBQ from old AP test. However, I will, after I'm done making this video, and after that, I will find a rubric or a DBQ to use with 5 documents. I will take some documents out, and I will only use 5 documents. So what I want you to do is using that rubric. Okay, you can do this on a separate piece of paper or I don't know, somewhere else. You've got to read all the documents. Read the documents first and foremost. Okay, so read the 5 documents that are posted. Secondly, the goal is going to be to outline how you are going to address all parts of that rubric. You should have, I mean, you could do this on a separate piece of paper, or you can do this on the rubric if you want to print it off and do that, or write it up in a Google Docs, something like that. You can do that. Whatever's easiest for you is fine with me. It can be done completely on a separate piece of paper, though. But you should take every single point that you have dealt with in this rubric. So here I have the rubric that I just had kept up from when we were talking a few minutes ago. We have the thesis. Okay, so I'm going to write down thesis claim, and I'm going to write down what my thesis would be. Okay, exactly what it's going to be, I'm going to write that down. I would go on to contextualization. I want to see ideas of what you're going to talk about. I don't need to see a full paragraph of contextualization. I need to see what things am I going to talk about. So a bulleted list would be fine. A bulleted list would be perfectly fine. I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z in this opening paragraph before I get to my thesis. So then I can get context, the context point, or maybe my first paragraph, my first body paragraph, I'm going to make a contextualization paragraph or something like that. But make sure that that's there. Then I'm going to go evidence. What documents am I using? What things am I going to say about each document? Again, brief. I'm not asking you to write the full essay. Brief would be kind of the idea here. So evidence from the documents, you should try to use all of them. Okay, so all 5 documents, what are you going to talk about from all 5 of them? You should have how it relates to the thesis in there, so supporting an argument in response to the prompt. So not just a summary of the document, but how does that relate to the thesis statement that you just made in the beginning of your page there. Then I need 2 pieces of outside information that should be there, two good pieces that you can expand upon. Again, you're just writing the brief understanding of those outside information pieces and not writing full paragraphs or 3 sentences for each one. You don't need to do that for this. Just write what you're going to talk about and maybe expand a little bit. It doesn't need to be a full thing. And then analysis reasoning, I would try to source. For our purposes, I want to see you trying to source 3 documents. So then if you miss one, you're okay. I might try to source them all, okay, but for this purposes, I'm just going to say you can just source 3 of them, and that's fine for us today. But if you want to do them all, great, do them all. That would only help you. It would only help you more. So analysis and reasoning, source 3 of those documents, and then demonstrate a complex understanding. Tie something in from a different time period, create a bit of nuance by understanding multiple variables, whatever it says over there on this sheet. So you've got a lot of different I'm sorry for yawning. Those are contagious. I'm sorry. I probably just gave it to you. You've got a lot of options to kind of go with there for complex understanding. You just need to go one direction of them. Okay. Zane, rest in peace. One Direction. So yeah, that's what I would like to see. This is going to be today and tomorrow. I know tomorrow's technically a catch-up day, so you can catch up by finishing this. This is probably going to take you more than 20 minutes, 25 minutes, which, okay, I'm sorry about that. So just spend some time tomorrow on it too. I don't need to see these today unless you finish them today and then get them to me. So again, the idea here, outlining every single point on this rubric and explaining kind of what you're going to do to get those points. You can go through it rubric piece by piece and go through the rubric from the top to the bottom. You can also, and maybe a smarter way to do this, if it makes sense in your head, would be to pretend like you're outlining an actual essay, which you kind of are doing, and then each point that you write down on your outline, talk about what that goes to. Complex understanding. It goes to the thesis statement. It goes to contextualization. Okay, this is the part where I talk about the complex understanding. So maybe that's a smarter way to do it. Maybe that makes more sense. I would do it whatever way makes more sense to you. If it makes more sense to just write it all out on this rubric, provided you can write a cohesive essay when we get to the essay on May 15th, that's fine. If it makes more sense to you to just write an essay outline and then talk about how each point gets each of these rubric points, how each of these rubric points are met by your essay or by your outline, go for it. That's fine too. That's probably the way that I would do it. So again, I have posted this rubric. I have posted a set of documents, or I will have by this point. My thought is, if this goes well, I can do a few of these before we get to the test, just to give us an idea, just to give us a feeling. Okay, how am I going through this rubric? Am I understanding what it's looking for? Do I understand everything that it's asking me to do? Am I thinking in the right mindset for this? Okay, as much as I hate to kind of go this route, this kind of very much devolves into teaching for the test, which I dislike immensely. But I think at this point, since we're reviewing, we're kind of are teaching for the test. So as much as I hate it, we kind of got to do that. I'm much more of the mindset of, if we prepare well, we're going to be fine for it. At this point, we need to start preparing well, and that is by understanding what the test is actually testing. So that is going to be our focus for today and tomorrow. So I think that's all I've got. Hopefully that's everything beyond what I've just said is self-explanatory, because I just kind of explained it, so it can't be self-explanatory. I think that's all I've got. Thanks for meeting with me yesterday. It was good to see everybody and good to touch base on the test and the changes and seeing what people's thoughts and concerns were. So I will be in contact with you. I might actually make a video tomorrow morning, or I guess this morning, if we get new information about the test as I go through my oh no, another yawn. That's number two yawn. I'm sorry. If I get information tonight, Wednesday night, about the AP test at this seminar thing that I'm going to, hopefully I do, and I will try to make that aware. I will try to make that known to you when I find out. So I might post another thing to this morning, just an announcement video about the information that they gave out last night. So that is all I've got for you. We're at 10 minutes. So take some time today, take some time tomorrow, work on this, send it over to me. also send over those worksheets, or not the worksheets, I guess it was a worksheet, organizing eras in American history. I still need it from a couple people. So send that over to me and we'll be all set. Okay, I'm all done. See ya tomorrow, I guess, or maybe today. I'm not sure. Bye.